In the Sequatchie Valley sits a golf course and a golf experience that is unlike any other place in the world, at least any other place that I've seen. It's only 9 holes, the clubhouse is a literal shed, and the only bathroom is a porta-john. But people from all over the world travel to rural Tennessee for something that's truly special, and that's exactly what Zac Blair and 60 of his closest friends did. This is the Ringer at Sweetens Cove. Sweetens Cove used to be golf's best-kept secret, but that's no longer the case. Golf course designer and owner Rob Collins even noted that if it weren't for the internet fervor for this place, they would have easily gone bankrupt. But to understand what makes it special, you also had to know what was there before it. Sequatchie Valley Golf and Country Club was, let's just say, less than inspiring. It was almost perfectly flat with only 1 foot of elevation change from one end of the property to the other, and sitting in a valley, it was prone to extremely wet conditions. Enter Rob Collins and his business partner Tad King, and in their very first solo project, they spent the better part of 2 years completely overhauling the property to create a modern masterpiece.
I would say that Sweetens Cove is a mixture of the type of golf courses that I like, all mixed up into a blender and kind of churned up and spit out. It's got a little bit of the old course, it's got a lot of Pinehurst number 2, got some Tobacco Road, got a little bit of Pine Valley, and it's all kind of mixed up and presented in a way that's a little bit different than the originals, and I think that's one of the things that's kind of endearing about it. What we're pulling from the old course here is there's a ton of width, and there's a lot of places where you can miss the ball and still be in play, but you might find your angle to be absolutely terrible. And also, you know, the fact that high handicappers can come out here and have a great time and play. I mean, the old course is the ultimate course that truly does test the best, but is good for everyone. I mean, Zac Blair's here today. He just played in the Dunhill.
Speaking of Zac Blair, he's kind of the reason why we're all here. Zac has long dreamed of building his own golf course in his home state of Utah. And while balancing his own professional playing career, he's traveled the world to study golf courses, architecture, strategy, and to draw inspiration from some of the best golf courses in the world to implement on a special piece of land in Utah. One of those places of inspiration was Sweetens Cove, and its success is what drove Zac to hire Rob Collins for the Buck Club. The golf course has already been laid out in painstaking detail, and similar to Sweetens, it's anything but conventional.
First off, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's like every hole is outrageous. Yeah, it's like, it'd be like playing your favorite hole 18 times. It's gross. But we actually have 100 holes that you can play. 18 green, connected to the putting green, connected to the first tee. Just
What inspired that one?
There were a lot of them. The golf club was a good one. Moraine had a solid one that was like that. A big thing with me and Rob always talk about is the connectivity of a golf course. From 14, you can see 16 golf holes, which is pretty disgusting.
Is that good?
Megardan right here. It's gross. Don't go left. Those are the milk carton bunkers. You just go missing. No, I think me and Rob talked about we're gonna try and do the course, and then we're gonna do a big fountain project 3 years in. We got the Biarritz drivable 17. It's 335. It's gross. Tron and Solly will like this one. The second hole has mega inspirations from Ely. The 5th hole at Ely. The 6. The Sitwell green. It's 35,000 square feet. Biggest green in America. But we have some alternate holes. We have 9B you can play. You can play 18B. You can play hole 19. You can also play 18 back to this 18B green if you want a bye hole. 11 road hole. You're hitting over the Barranca instead of a hotel. Double thumbprint short, 150 yards. It's just outrageous. You can play any hole you want to any green too. So it's just a huge playground, tons of short grass.
Building a golf club from scratch in a remote place like Utah while also balancing a competitive playing career is a challenge to say the least. I'm not exaggerating when I say that hearing Zac talk about the Buck Club and seeing what kind of work he's willing to put into it is legitimately inspiring. He's got his fair share of haters and doubters, my favorite of which being the gentleman who called him the LeVar Ball of golf course architecture, but he doesn't listen. Not only is he a dreamer, but he's also a doer. There might not ever be another golf course for which more merchandise has existed before it's even broken ground. And while often cited as a criticism of this so-called Buck Club, Zac keeps growing the shop and sees it as a way to build awareness for the brand to help make this dream come true. Building a golf course from scratch obviously takes a lot of money. The Buck Club is in the process of searching for founding members who are willing to stroke some rather sizable checks to get this thing off the ground. These things don't happen overnight, and to achieve that, you need to generate genuine interest. This is why so many people were willing to travel to South Pittsburg, Tennessee for what Zac dubbed as the Ringer. Talk to me about what we're doing here this week.
Yeah, basically just wanted to get everybody out here, kind of spread the word about TBC and like what we're trying to do with the Buck Club, and thought there wouldn't be a better place to do it than Sweetens Cove with the, Collins and with Rob Collins and Tad King helping out with TBC, the design and everything. It was a perfect place to kind of come together.
Zac opened up spots for the Ringer way back in the spring, and it filled up quickly. Many of us that were in attendance don't have the funds to help start the bulldozers at the Buck Club, but people flew in from all over the country and even the UK for a weekend of golf with a bunch of junkies who either wanted to make their first pilgrimage to Sweetens or a triumphant return visit, and also to help one of golf's most passionate people get his passion project off the ground. The Ringer pretty much had it all. Custom crystals for anyone that recorded an eagle, Stableford competitions, a 4-club challenge, betting games, a long drive contest with hickories, a closest to pin contest, a putt-off for a Calamity Jane, and a set of hickory clubs for the overall winner. The closest to pin contest also turned into a bit of a dart brigade. Oh! Oh my God, it looks good. Oh! 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 Sweetens Cove was on full display, and thanks to some incredible work from the grounds crew, a variety of pins and formats made it feel like you were playing a different course every nine. It was very clear as to why Zac chose Sweetens Cove to be the place where he would unveil his plans for the Buck Club, because golf doesn't get any more fun than this.
Thanks everyone for coming out. I thought we did a really good job for just kind of throwing this thing together and, trying to have some fun. Thanks. Everyone came from all over the world, really. Yeah. So hope everybody had a good time, and hopefully you guys will want to come do this again when we do it in the next little while. So thanks again.
And
Thank you,
ZB.
ZB.
Back on Zac's comments, Patrick and I and everyone at Sweetens Cove are unbelievably flattered and humbled that you guys would come from all over to play our golf course, and to think of where we were 4 years ago, broke and out of money, and there's people all over the world here today is pretty amazing and quite a thrill. So it really means a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Really
Thank you for building it.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh my